Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. Y'all are probably here because of that TikTok video, right? That's been trending about revenge bedtime procrastination. So what it is, I'm sure you know what it is. It's basically you feel that you have no time in the day for yourself, so you punish yourself in revenge by just spending all your free time staying up at night, depriving your sleep, and trading it off for more you time, right? So I've done this for like many years, so I'm clearly one of these people I mean, that's why I'm making this video. I'm one of these people who's had this problem since, I guess, high school. Now, a lot of like other videos I've seen people saying they have the disorder or ways to help you, I've seen people account from their stories to like even one person recommending, you'll probably find that video I'm about to talk about like magnesium imbalance of like, you should probably take 3 magnesium things a day. I don't know about that. But anyways, all I'm here to share is like how I deal with it, and I have some like effective methods to deal with. So, but what I was about to say is that the main cause for this disorder, I don't even know if it could be classified as one, is that it's always rooted in something emotional, right? And I think I could agree with this because I've had this problem since high school. I think I just stated that earlier. And like I remember in high school, like my home life, I had living with my parents and stuff, and it's like that was about like 10 years ago, so at least 10 years I've been living with this. And like I remember, just coming home, not a lot of discipline in the household, not a lot of rules, just come home, play games, do whatever I want, literally just, no order, right? And then I would go to school and I wouldn't feel satisfied with my work or whatever, and then I come home and it's like, it's like there wasn't really any structure. And I think when you start in a home with like not so much structure, for me personally, I think disorder for me came from just this lack of discipline or necessary like guidance, I guess, or just like maintenance, right? No rigid structure, nothing like that. So it lets your brain wander and create these impulsive habits that put you in a state where like you think you could just do whatever you want, but then like life hits you with whether it's work responsibilities or school responsibilities. So I noticed I started to develop that. And as you get older, right, the pressure for like getting a career is more imminent, and like getting into a good school and all that stuff, and all those pressures were coming at me because I was lagging behind. I didn't have much discipline growing up. I went into just things without like a lot of preparedness, and I kept telling myself like, it'll work out. I'm the guy it always works out for, and that's when you learn hard lessons, of course. So I think what I can say today, though, it's been many years, and it's really interesting to see this has become something people can agree with. And it's like, oh my god, this is an actual thing. I can actually share ways I've been able to effectively control this within the recent year. Actually, it hasn't. Many of us have probably been dealing with this for many years. But yeah, it's always rooted in something emotional throughout your childhood, maybe adulthood, wherever. The main point is that this thing comes from something emotional, and it's like your sense that whatever you're doing in your day, you either resent it, like your job or something, or like you just don't have any time, so you just resent everything, or subconsciously resent it, or subconsciously just want to avoid it. So that's why that's why I do it. I would just stay on YouTube and tell myself, oh, I could spend time watching another video. I'll just click another video. It just feels so nice. I'm having my me time, because in the day, all I'm thinking about is like, I need to do this and this, and then I don't do what I have to do, and then I get to nighttime, and it's like, okay, I'll stay up, I'll watch one more YouTube video, and then I'll start doing what I have to do at 3 a.m. in the morning, and then 4 a.m. hits, I'm like, okay, I'll watch one more YouTube video, and then I'll start doing what I have to do, which never works, because then I'm just too tired, and it's like, I know I'm lying to myself at that point, until eventually sun rises again, and it's like, oh fuck, I now I'm going to sleep in. So these are the things I'm going to share now, are ways that have definitely helped me would deal with this stuff. So one, obviously you gotta come from an emotional place of acceptance and stuff, and just like you get your mental place prepared. That's not necessarily a tip, but like it does help to already like be aware of your problem, understand you have a problem, and like just be aware of it. That's always the first step to solving any problem. Then one thing I started doing, right, now technically I've done this for many years, is bullet journaling. And what bullet journaling is, it's a free thing. You don't have to buy anything. It's just a method of taking down your notes. But the reason, you don't even have to do bullet journaling. I just use that. But basically, you need to make a list every day of what you're going to do. Now, try to cap it at 5 things that are the most important things you have to do. Don't make it so big. But I found keeping things from 3 to 5 tasks a day is like the best thing for human capacity reasons. Like I keep thinking like, oh, I could do 8 things a day because 7 of them are small and one's big. Is like, no. That never works. So what actually worked with me is that I would write down what I had to do, and then I would stick to it without making a second thought about it. Because what would trap me is that I would make like a list of 5 things I had to do that day, and I'm like, okay, I'll do this, and then something will come up in my day, like some other task, like my parent needs help with or something, right? Or like I'll start to think like, it's already this time of the day. Should I do this? Is it? No. Make your list and don't think and just do next. Just do next, and that's how you stick to your list. And then at the end of my day, when I've noticed I've done at least a significant amount of my list. Sometimes it's not the full list I do, like the full 5, but if I do at least the one, I know the one most important thing I have to do that I've been avoiding, it gives me that sense of calm and gives me not excuse, but I guess a validation in a way to say, okay, I can be calm with myself. I'm not going to stay up late. I can go to bed resting knowing I at least made progress today. Now, some people out there, your sense of like how much progress you need to make might be totally ridiculous, and that might be something you have to work with. But I find that, like, you mentally, again, first you mentally prepare yourself. I have a problem with this, and I gotta do what I have to do so that I could be at peace with this. Step 2, make your list. Make your list when you're in a state of mind where it makes sense, and it's like, okay, I should do this at this time, blah blah blah, or just make the list, not even times, and then stick to it. Do not break from it. Do not think twice about your list. Just do it. And then I guess a third thing, because those 2 things are the best thing, but the third thing is to make the stuff and habits you've developed over the years that have been a detriment to you, just like, I think if you just work on making it impossible to do those bad habits, that is a fast track of like making yourself work every day towards like beating this thing, okay? So what I mean by this is that I have used 2 apps that have worked for me, 2 software or applications on my computer and phone that have blocked me from using the internet and stuff on my free time past a certain time. So one on the computer is I use Cold Turkey, and one on my phone is called Stay Focused. Now, I've paid for both of them, and it's a one-time payment. You don't have to ever pay again. And I think the price between paying for both of these things is like $40, I think. And in those were even with discounts. But anyways, point being is that my problem is that I would stay up on video games and stay up on YouTube, right? And so, or even just learning, I would have productive apps of like learning classes, but I would feel guilty I didn't do what I had to do today, and I would like, I'll just like binge watch like learning classes and shit, and then the next day I don't remember anything because I was up late and I can't retain information if I don't get enough sleep. So yeah, so I would highly recommend everyone to try these apps where you can, because I'm sure Apple has like other on the iOS like phones. You guys have like different apps, but for Android and PC, and Cold Turkey is one that also works on Mac. I'm pretty sure. There's even another app called Rescue Time. You could watch your progress on all the activity you do on your computer. But point being, get Cold Turkey if you really feel like you can't control yourself. Because what I do is I set it to Frozen Turkey, which is a mode that literally will shut down my computer at specific times of the day. So like between 6 a.m. and 10:15 p.m. every day, I can use my computer. After 10:15 p.m., my computer shuts down against my will. There's no way to reopen it. And I set a monthly lock on this. So at the first of every month, I have the option to renew my lock, or I can just leave it off in case of like maybe something in my life changes and I can't really live that lifestyle of like this time zone. That's just in case, right? But what I found is that every time I've come to that first day of the month where I have to renew my lock, I usually don't, and I fall back into my thing because I've probably not been doing what I had to do lately around that time, and then I don't turn on my lock for like 2 weeks. Luckily, that actually happened to me this month, and it usually does happen every month. So to deal with it now, these are just tactics to deal with it now, right? So, prepare yourself, realize you have the problem, make the list, stick to it. 3, without thinking. 3, use apps like Cold Turkey to block yourself from using your technology if that's your problem, and because that's my problem with it, right? It's really easy to you binge watch your phone and have your me time that way. And on your phone, the stay focused thing is literally the same thing. Just get like the apps you want to block, set a time, that's it. You can even set a time limit, like 1 hour a day allowance between all these apps, right? So that's the thing, right? You can block yourself from these things. And now the question is, okay, well, let's say you are someone similar to me and it's YouTube or video games, right? So let's say you are, and so, okay, Blue Ranger Peter, what do I replace him with now? I got nothing now. I got no, how do I stimulate my brain? There has to be something. For me, I thought maybe, I would play my guitar, but a mistake to that was that I get too engaged. So you gotta think of, if you're trying to go to bed, You got to do something that's not super engaging, right? That you could fall asleep to. Allow yourself to fall asleep to. Now, sometimes I would play guitar. I found that didn't work. It was too engaging for me. I would want to write songs. I wanted to learn songs, so that didn't work. So what did work is that I actually, I went with Audible, which is like, the Amazon thing where you listen to audiobooks, and every month you can, for like, if you pay them $15 a month, you get a free book, no matter the price. You're just paying $15 a month for a free book. Even if the book's $100, you get it for the price of 15 technically, because they give you credits. So what I've been doing is I've been using audiobooks, and I've been listening to entertainment. Now, I guess you could do this with podcasts, but it's really important that whatever you're listening to, it's like, a comfort TV show equivalent, or, it's something that you don't have to consciously keep yourself awake because you want to know what happens next. It should be a story that's entertaining enough that you can listen to it, and then, just follow it, but you're not so like, oh my God, I need to listen to this because this is going to help me with X in the morning and my business. And, it can't be tied to that. It has to be something leisurely. And I found what's worked with me is like listening to like, everyone's got their little fad, whether it's Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. My thing is World of Warcraft. So I listen to like the books of World of Warcraft, and it's really nice. And sometimes I'll switch around in the audiobook. Sometimes I will listen to like a business thing that is engaging. But the thing is that the talking is so much that like you will like tire your brain out and just fall asleep. So my advice is to listen to audio. Listen to things that will help you fall asleep. Some days it could be music that helps you. Some days it could be listening to a story. I mean, really think about it. As kids, we used to read stories sometimes. Well, not everyone, but like generally people read stories, right? So my advice is to like replace it with something audio focused, or maybe even like drawing or pen writing, anything that's leisure, that's not going to engage your brain so much that gives you that sensation that you're kind of going after when you revenge sleep, right? It's like you just let yourself go if you're watching YouTube and binging it. But the problem is that the blue light from the phone and everything is just keeping you awake. So it's like two devils in one. It's just something that actively keeps you awake, like physically because of the blue light, and two, it's like your own little thing in your head that's keeping you awake. And like, it's like, that's even worse, right? So yeah, so I would highly recommend so let's recap again. I've already recapped, but let's recap again. So one, make sure you acknowledge this is a problem, and you actively attack it. The whole point of acknowledging it is that every time you are brought with the opportunity to make the wrong choice or good choice, it doesn't matter if you keep making the wrong choice. It's that you recognize there is a choice, and eventually you pick the right choice. That is honestly one of the biggest keys to life in general. But like, yeah. So one, acknowledge you have the problem, and when you have the opportunity, make the right choice. Two, make a list, stick to it. Do not think twice about it. Just do what's on the list. Don't like reconsider which thing I should do on the list next. Don't reconsider what's best to reschedule. Just do what's on the list. Don't care. Number three, try to use things that block you from keeping you awake in the first place. Me, it's YouTube and screens. I've used apps to block them. Whatever your vice is, try to use things that physically block you from using them at all. And then four, replace them with something audible, because, if you're in a dark room and you're listening to entertainment, you're still getting that entertainment your bad habits are used to, but it's in something a little bit more constructive, something more nice. And plus, stories are one of the best, things you could ever, that it basically runs our culture. It runs society, it runs business. Stories are the root of human, everything. So just those are my 4 tips and ways I've found have helped me, and I hope they help you. And yeah, that's all I have to say on this. So leave in the comments if you guys have any other tips you guys want to share with other people who have this problem and such. And yeah, I think this is good, And I guess I'll see you guys next time. It's funny because here I make funny gaming YouTube videos, and I'm starting to make. I've decided to start to make more helpful things like this. So if you have this disorder, I'm sure these will help you to some degree. If not, please comment what's helped you or other resources. But yes, hope this has been helpful. Comment if you know anything else. Like if this video is good for you, because it helps other people find it, right? If you think this video is helpful, and share it obviously directly if you think people have this problem. So thank you again, and see you next time. Cheers.